Welcome to another grand and glorious episode of Arizona Griper, starring I, your beautiful host, Mr. Arizona. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Hopefully, everybody's feeling well. And hopefully, everybody is having a decent day. I decided to talk to you guys about some specific things that have been going on. It is now 5:39 in the morning on January 31st, Saturday, 2026. And I recollect when I used to get up early in the morning like this, just before the sun rose up over the valley. And I remember I saw a faint, like, it's kind of hard to explain. It was like a little wisp of like a bright light or something like that, because it went by real fast, like a flash, like the camera flash when you take a picture. It kind of turned out like that, like real quick it was gone. And it would always happen early in the morning, right at a specific time of day. It always happened the same way, same time. I would see the bright light coming from the sky. It would come down and it would be a little small, something small. It would dart and it would disappear. Dart, it would do the same pattern over and over and over again. Till finally, I decided to grab my camera one day and try and film it. It was really, really difficult to do it at first because it was hard for me to adjust my camera lens to, try and catch that quick of a flash. So I finally decided, why not do a video? So I did a video, and I slowed it down to where the flash came in and out of frame. I zoomed in. I come to find out that the flash of light, the more I zoomed in, the more it started to resemble like a person, almost like an apparition. But I couldn't figure out what it was exactly because of the quickness that it went in and out of frame. So I kept videotaping the same thing over and over and over and trying to slow down the frame and zoom in more and more. And finally, I figured out exactly what it was. It was a creature that I thought was in fairy tales and myths and legends. I really didn't believe in it. But it kept happening over and over and over. The same thing, doing the same thing over and over again. Every morning. Then I started noticing weird, strange plants that I didn't even know that I had. I would see like little clippings of like flowers that I didn't even know that were around. Um, Little twigs, little things being left in front of my back doorstep. I didn't understand what this meant until finally one morning there was a huge flash of light in front of my house. The usual backyard wooded area. It came in as usual, but it was brighter, more bigger this time. So I quickly grabbed my camera and tried to film it. But as soon as I filmed it, it was gone. This went on for a few weeks until finally I decided to flip my camera on to see if I can capture it. And I wound up doing that. So, once again, as I've done before, I slowed the film down, and this time I examined everything frame by frame by frame, and I zoomed in. And each time I zoomed in, it started resembling more and more like a person. Then it dawned on me when I actually looked it up. What came by visiting me every single day, especially in the morning, and I couldn't believe what I I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. I thought I was tripping. But I wasn't. It was actually, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, it was a fairy, a real life fairy. And for some reason, it had interest in visiting me every single morning. I don't know why. And it would always leave like little trinkets, like pebbles, stones, um, little flowers, things like that. I thought it was a bit awkward because I looked at the pebbles and things. They weren't from around here. They weren't local. They weren't from around here. In fact, I'd never seen these kind of things before. I started collecting them in a little jar, and I had them, and I put them on my windowsill as decoration. Well, one morning, I went out expecting the creature to show up. And it didn't show. But for some reason, the things miraculously would still appear on the front of my doorstep. But then that's when I noticed something else. Things started coming up missing or being placed in other areas of the backyard. Certain tools. The shed would always be open. In fact, one time I locked the shed securely. And when I woke up the next morning, the shed was unlocked and wide open. And I was sure that I locked it with a key, but yet the shed started being open. Tools looked like they were disturbed. But yet, in the backyard, nothing was touched. Nothing was changed or altered. Finally, one morning I wake up and I hear something crashing, as if, the window, the Arcadia door to the backyard, the window busted. So I go to look, no broken shards, nothing. But then I started seeing the trinkets and things mysteriously appearing in my house. Now at this point, I'm starting to get freaked out because I'm wondering what the heck is going on? What's happening with this? Why is this happening? And so, as time progressed, next thing you know, I started hearing noises in my bedroom. At first, I thought it was the dog. I didn't think anything of it. But then I could hear scratching noises on the wall. It's as if something was trying to come through, but couldn't. So I panicked, and I got tired of it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try and capture this creature, whatever this is, find out what's going on. So I stayed up. So I got up as early as I could in the morning. And I stayed there and I sat there and I waited for something to happen. And sure enough, I heard knocking at my bedroom door. At first, it was quiet at first. Then it started getting louder and louder, making my dog bark, waking my wife up. I was reluctant to open the door to see what it was. But as I approached the bedroom door, then it all stopped. And I opened the door. Nobody was there. But I can hear a scuttling noise that, like a skittering noise going across the floor. Well, I heard that, and my dog started whimpering, looking at the floor awful funny, and started barking. I didn't know what she was barking at, so I yelled at her to be quiet. I could still hear the skittering and the scratching noises that this thing made, but I never saw anything. I never knew who or what this thing was, or what it wanted. I started getting really scared to the point of paranoia, and I started jumping at every little sound, every little movement, everything. Until finally one day it stopped. I got up early in the morning thinking that I was going to see a bright flash of light. I never saw it. I got up thinking that I was going to have little trinkets being put in front of my house or in front of my kitchen door. There was nothing. The jar that I had saved the trinkets in, for some reason it mysteriously disappeared. Which makes me wonder, was I really dreaming all this? Or was I stuck in a alternate reality? Well, eventually time had gone by and no more strange phenomenon had happened. It's been a total of 7 years since that day has happened. And I still wonder what kind of creature was doing that and why. Interesting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this morning's story. You guys take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. And thank you for watching. Take care.